one story only today, obviously, anywhere, and that is the Giants really ending Eli Manning's streak. Today, Eli Manning told that he would now share time at the quarterback position, but he could continue to start. Continue to start if he wanted to protect the streak, but that he would be sharing time at quarterback with at least Geno Smith this week and maybe both quarterbacks in the next few weeks, or he might not play at all eventually. But Eli decided that would not be the way, would not in any way be the way to keep the streak alive, that would really damage the streak and tarnish it. I completely agree. I think that made plenty of sense from his standpoint. So he has decided to step aside. And to say this, I came down hard on him. I have been surprised at how incredibly powerful the comments have been against the Giants from a lot of ex-Giants, from Kurt Warner and Tom Coughlin and guys who were in the league and stuff like that. I mean, they have really come down hard on the Giants are getting destroyed. Jim in Westport, what's up, Jim?
How are you?
What's happening?
I think Kurt Warner put it best when he said it's a franchise that's gone sideways, and the perfect example of that was the selfish teammates who couldn't give Eli 5 minutes to answer questions, and not one person from the organization told them to be quiet. So the guy that led them to 2 Super Bowls could answer questions. You listen to that question and answer, he had to practically shout.
Because the guys he won with are not in that room, and the guys in that room haven't been taught respect, a lot of them. That's the problem.
Exactly.
And this team now, this coach did not bench Jenkins when Jenkins basically took a pass on playing and tackling in that game, but he can find it to bench Eli Manning. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This guy who has not done anything right with this team from Beckham on down, who Eli Manning I gave Eli Manning 100 opportunities in this year to get on this coach. Not one time did he take the bait. Not one time did he take the bait. And this coach has been absolutely abominable this year in every way. Now, and this is a champion player who is extremely well respected, as you're seeing all over football, who is a 2-time Super Bowl winner, who is an NFL Man of the Year, who has an incredible resume. He has not one time taken the bait and gone after this second-year head coach. Not one time, when this coach has gone after him on numerous occasions. He has not one time taken the bait. And I'm telling you, I served it up for him I can't tell you how many times I put the ball on the tee for him. Not one time did he take it. Robert in Richfield Park. What's up, Robert?
Mike, my question is this. How does Mr. Mara...
I don't know. I don't know.
A man who was, Mike, is born into this game. He saw what happened.
And is a good man. And is a good man.
I know he is. He saw what happened with Mark Bavaro. Unceremonious exits. Forget Tisch, forget them all. How does Mr. Mara, who was born into this team, Mike, how does he let this happen?
Don't understand that one. Hard for me to understand a lot of things this year. This one, I don't get. I really don't.
Mr. Mara. I mean, his father helped build this league.
I can't. Listen, I know I can't figure out why he would sign off on this. I cannot figure out on it. I really can't. I cannot figure it out. Okay? I just can't. You know that? I can't figure it out. Rob in Lake Success, what's up, Rob?
I got to tell you something. Your monologue has been unbelievable. I've been going to Giant games since 1968. I grew up on this team. It's the one team I ever cared about. And I tell you, it's the previous caller was right on. This is on Mara. This is such disrespect for this coach, this quarterback. And I tell you something, this reminds me of, this is the 679 with the planes. You're going to see the planes. You're going to see burning tickets. A lot of your younger callers, they don't know. You lived it. George Young came in. The 70s was 15 years of lousy football, but WFAN has not seen this. What we're watching today is monumental and historic from the station in 30 years. The young people have seen great Giant teams, championships. This is by far one of the worst days. They've hit rock bottom, Mike. Rock bottom.
I agree. I can't disagree. And I'll tell you, if they lose this week as you expect them to do out there, or the game turns ugly, whatever, I mean, it's going to be brutal next week at home. It will. Because there will be an outpouring for Eli. You can see that. The fans, the silent fans who have never, complained and have always been in his corner, they're now going to come out and get loud for him. John in White Plains, what's up, John?
Maybe the coach thinks Eli Manning's desire to finish wasn't strong enough. Well, let's see what Denver would do with a player like Eli Manning. I mean, forget about it. They want to put this garbage in and play. Forget the Giants. I can't root for them anymore.
Well, again, listen. To me, this is not about Geno Smith personally in any way. This is about Geno Smith's resume as the guy replacing Eli Manning. That's what it's about. He just doesn't have the resume. Now, who's going to have the resume? Nobody. That's why it's, if you had got up there and said, listen, I got 5 games left. This season's over, which would be an odd take. But we're in a position where we might have to draft a quarterback. And we don't expect them being in this position next year or anytime in the future. So this might be our one opportunity to finish very high in the draft and draft a quarterback. But we need to look at the quarterbacks on our roster in these games. We know what Eli is. But we're going to do that now. We're sorry for Eli Street, but this is important to us. You maybe could have couched it that way. That's not what they did. What they told you is, we are making a performance decision here, and this gives us the best chance to win. So we're slapping Eli right in the face and saying Geno Smith and a player who has never played before in Webb give us a better chance to win than Eli Manning, who has been a champion quarterback, who's thrown for 50,000 yards, who's thrown 334 touchdown passes, who has, won many more games than he's lost. That Geno Smith, that Eli Manning is not longer able to play. That's a tough message. That's a tough evaluation. And also, then think about, did you owe the player anything for what he has given you since 2004 in terms of his performance on and off the field, his class, his dignity, and what all that has meant to the Giants and what his streak means to him? Giants took none of that into account. McAdoo worried about his own hide. And can I in any way pin this on my quarterback and save my rear end? Throw one to the alligators so they don't eat you, except this time, alligators weren't biting. Back after this.